Greetings.
What's up, guys? I'm here to show you my Diablo 4 Unkillable Massive Damage Necromancer. It's actually pretty insane. First off, let's start with the codexes. Blood Mist triggers Corpse Explosion on surrounding corpses, and then when it blows up, the cooldown is reduced. You need 5 corpses basically to, actually you need 4. In order to get the cooldown, because as you're moving, you're going to be dropping a corpse every second, based on the talent tree. The next one is each time one of your summoning members deals damage, which is 14%, you gain 14% attack speeds, and it goes up to 42. Blood Mist leaves a trail. This is like extra sprinkles on top of the ice cream. You don't need it, but it's nice because it doesn't reduce your movement speed. So you could just blitz through dungeons and just clear them like super fast. I have the helmet where you can heal yourself, which is really nice. You don't need this. I'm actually going to switch this one out for this one, the armor, because then it's just armor is better than life because Blood Mist heals you for 0.5% of your health. So you're going to be in that form untouchable forever, basically, as you're encountering ads. Next is this imprint. You have a 20% chance to increase crowd control direction, which is nice because you're going to be taunting with your golem, but then you're going to be doing 41% increased damage to bosses, basically. Next up is you're going to increase your maximum number of skeletal warriors by 2. This is amazing, and I'll tell you why in a second when we get towards our build and the skills we pick. The next one is your basic skills grant 25 damage reduction. So see what I'm saying? So when you're gonna, well, I guess I'll get to it in a second. And then the feat is your maximum number of skeletal mages increased by 2. And then for the weapon, we have Bone Spear. I'm trying to decide if I want a 2-hander or a 1-hander and a shield, because I'm probably going to go the 1-hander and a shield because 2 seconds is more than enough. For when you do all the burst damage window, it's like more than enough. So I might just keep it at that. Because just using Bone Spear by itself, it already one-shot mobs too. Because Bone Spear and Corpse Explosion does the exact same amount of damage. So whether I'm not in my Blood Mist, just spamming Bone Spears, or if I am Blood Mist, it does the same damage. The next one, which will probably be either the armor or the shield, which is what I might do, which is amazing, because then I can keep the health too, so it just makes me more unkillable. But I'm not dying anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. I'm really thinking about doing the 2-hander because this will be 28 up to 84. And the reason why this is good is if we go to our Book of the Dead and we go to our Reapers, Reapers have a 15% chance to call more flesh from the enemy, forming a corpse. So I'm basically double dipping at that point. I'm doing ×2, so this is still 50%, but the attack speed, they attack like berserk fast, basically. And which will give me more chances for corpses, mainly on bosses for the demo. At higher levels, it will be even more imperative because with bosses, the only way I'm going to be able to form corpses is with decompose. So let's go over our abilities. So in the talent tree, we go here. We have 1 point of decompose, which is a channeling ability, mainly used for bosses only. If an enemy dies while being decomposed, you gain 10 essence, will move us, whatever, and then when you slow enemies, you slow it by 30%. Next, we have Bone Spear. This is basically the initiator. So when you're running, you're going to just chuck a Bone Spear. It's going to kill the first ad, and then you just instantly Blood Mist, and then everything will be a chain reaction after that point, just blowing everything up. I have a lot of good gear with improved stats, so this could actually be 7 out of 5, but because we're in that demo, my points seem to go elsewhere because it's just better. Um, Obviously, Bouncer breaks into 3 shards. It goes to the legendary weapon I just showed you because it pierces through the enemies, which is really nice. And then it just makes the first enemy hit vulnerables for a guaranteed 3-second vulnerability, which is really nice. So, and this is why I'm saying, like, I don't necessarily need a 2-hander for this ability, because 3 seconds on the boss is all I need for the window, basically. Everything else is just Gucci, you know, and ads are gonna die no matter what, anyways. So next, we have 1 point into Blood Mist, and all this is just giving me immortality. That's all. And as I'm immortal, as you saw the codex, when I go over in Blood Mist, I will consume a corpse and cause a corpse explosion. And then obviously casting a skill with overpower reduces the cooldown of Blood Mist. And then Blood Mist leaves behind a corpse every 1 second, which is nice because on bosses you can just pop it in, you know, and you'll still get something, you know, if you have nothing. But usually the cooldown's gonna be up every single time unless you really mess up, which is fine because you have Bone Lance and they both do the same amount of damage. Because if you look here, you know, 621, 759, 621, 759, and this is 8 out of 5 versus, you know, 6 out of 5. So yeah. Then this is corpse explosion. Obviously, you consume a corpse to make the corpse explode, but because of the codex with Blood Mist, we walk over it with Blood Mist, chain reaction, everything goes boom, boom, boom. The radius is increased, which is amazing. It's great because with the radius increase, you're obviously hitting more enemies. And then once again, another reason why Boneless works so well with this is because when you hit someone Boneless, they become vulnerable. Also the boss, and when they're vulnerable, you deal 10 times increased damage for each enemy that are slow, stunned, or vulnerable. And Boneless can, you know, obviously hit multiple targets, make them multiple, you know, vulnerability, making you have, like, you know, at least a 30% damage increase both there. You just need 1 point to this just so we get to the next tier. This is just giving you essence so you can spam more Bone Lance, but you know, it's not really necessary, but this is what we want. You deal 12% increased damage for 4 seconds after consuming a corpse. So you can already see the multipliers there. This is, you know, nothing's there because we put everything into there. Let's go down right here. Nothing here because we put everything up at the top. And then we just get our ultimate, which is Army of the Dead. You summon a bunch of ghosts that basically land or come out the ground, and when they explode, they may leave a corpse behind, basically. So when Army of the Dead, you know, when they explode, they have 50% chance to leave behind a corpse, which goes back into Blood Mist, which, you know, start the rotation all over again. It's a 90-second cooldown, and also like when you're fighting the world boss or, you know, harder mobs, if your army so happen to die, which is only going to be against the world boss or the level 35 mob, you can just raise all yourself back again for free. So that's it. That's it for the skills. So I already showed you that. Then we have Cold Mages, enemies who are frozen by your damage. They become vulnerable, basically. Once again, great for bosses. There's a 100% uptime on vulnerability, so you're just doing like massive damage. And then we have Golem. Every time your Golem takes 20% of his damage is up, it sheds a corpse. Hopefully, when we come down here, it'll be like your active ability will shed 5 corpses like they usually do in D3 or something like that. That would be really nice, but we don't know what these are. Alright. Now, our skills. We have Golem. We have Raised Skeleton. And if you notice, Golem is physical damage. Raised Skeletons is physical damage. The mages are cold damage. Physical damage for Army of the Dead. Physical damage, you know, for corpse explosion. So if I go back to here for corpse explosion, see, corpse explosion, physical damage. This is really important. And then we got shadow damage for this, it doesn't matter. But then we have Bone Lance, which is physical damage. Now, since you have physical damage, you want to stack physical damage buffs, basically. So, but if you look at this ring, rank 1 corpse skills, really nice main attack speed because attack speed equals shedding off corpses. Cold damage, physical damage, that's for my minions. Crit chance, because it can crit, obviously. This ring crit damage to close enemies, damage to far away enemies. See, everything is like stacking perfectly, you know. My boots, movement speed, because you can't go wrong with movement speed, dexterity, whatever. That's also crit chance. And fortified, dead stat, because I'm not shielding or anything. These pants are godlike, bone prison, corpse explosion. The reason why I re-rolled it like this is because I have a thorn spell as well, and I want my gear to be universal for different builds. And it just makes it easier. So going like thorns, necro, and then re-rolling everything else into like the next build you want, it just works really nicely. Because there's also a bone prison defile build that I have, which is super nice. We have the hands, bone spear +2, +2 blight. That goes with this as well, you know. So for bone prison, but anyways, that's a different build. 10 to all stats, 79 thorns with the extra gem slots for thorns, 4 damage overall. Blood skills do 5% more damage versus blood mist, but you know we don't care about that. It's just icing on the cake. Death stat for decrepify. Basic attack speed is nice because of you know getting the corpses off of this, and then poison resistance. You know, so. And it's so nice to have, you know, 2 more warriors, because that's just more chances of getting more corpses off of the boss or whatever it is, you know. So I almost debated on putting this on my neck for 3, you know, but yeah, you know, 2 is just fine. And then mages is nice because with 2 more mages, you're just freezing, you know, faster, which is more vulnerability, which is really nice. And so if you go here. Oh, I took it off actually. Okay, that's what I took off. So I had a ring that when you use decompose, whether it's single target or AoE, it will target 2 other people, you know, and then you have a 50% chance for when you drop a corpse with it, that an additional corpse will drop as well, which is really nice on bosses, you know, because every time you're sucking the boss, it'll drop 2 corpses every time a corpse drops, you know, or not every time, but 50% chance. And that's like really nice because once again, all you need is 5 to just corpse explode, you know, the boss, and the cooldown is up again. Against a world boss, like you literally don't take any damage. And if you do happen to get hit by the poison of the world boss, it just goes away because when you become invincible, all CC and damage over time ability on you is gone instantly, and wherever your health is at is what you have. But blood mist heals you, so you see how you're pretty much unstoppable at that point. And then thorns, 381. I still have to put in a thorn gem here and 1 here. So, and yeah, so that's that for the build. Now let's go to a dungeon. We'll go. Let's just go here. We'll go here. Why not? Let me show you how devastating this build is. Now, higher level keys, maybe fortify, and then you have the codex that you do extra damage from fortify. Could be pretty good. Because what I'm gonna do is probably increase, like when you get more talents, increase the health, damage to your minions, and, you know, all that stuff. Because you literally take no damage. It's pretty godlike. I see chain reaction. Is that there you go. And the way Diablo works is, you know, they group up minions so well because, like, you know, it's just like a slower game type. So like clusters of minions aren't really always there, you know. So you just 1 in, then boom. that simple. I hope the butcher's in here because I would love to just OP the butcher. See, throw one, and then you just walk in. Dead. Easy. So see, you can pop this. They'll all land on him, and then you dead. Well, that's basically what you'll do on a boss. Just use your ultimate to summon corpses with Army of the Dead, and then just use Blood Mist, and yeah, they're all dead. Now, you can also get the boots instead of attacks reduce evade. You want 2 stacks of evade, because then when you're Blood Mist, you can evade, and it takes you out of Blood Mist, basically. But against, you know, these little AIs, you know, I can just corpse plants. Because corpse plants does the same as blood mist, corpse explosion, so just do that. If you don't want to, you know, if you don't want to waste a blood mist on like 3 mobs or something, just corpse plants, and they'll just die. So you see there? Then you're immune to all damage, so you see that? No damage. No poison over time, no nothing. You know, you just go in. This is probably like one of the funnest builds that I've made. Now you also can get movement speed of rings too, and as you're upgrading your gear, you also do get more movement speed as you upgrade your gear, you know? So you could probably, I mean, this is probably get like 24% increased movement speed. I don't know if it's capped. I haven't looked at the stats of it yet. Actually, right now, let's find out together. Let's see, movement speed. Run at you can have a maximum of 125. Okay, so it is capped at 25. Okay, just like D3. So it's getting so like, you know, shrines and stuff like that. Terrible. So as you can see, the damage is pretty much bunkers. You can't open doors though when you're inside bloodness, which is weird. But hey. Nah, if I was, min-maxing out the elite bone shard and then go right into it. Like that, like that's a combo. Yeah. Easy. Bone lands, Army of the Dead, Bloodness. Easy peasy. Always check your rings, because you never know. And your necklaces. Easy. Nothing spectacular. And another reason why I want the Army of the Dead and a two-handed scythe is because when I do full mini build, with the mages and stuff, oh my god, like they attack so fast. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching this build guide. Just to give you a short overview. On this new Diablo 4, Blood is the key build is what I want to call it. Yeah, so, and I hope you guys try it out. It's super fun, it's super versatile, because all you have to do is just take off 2 items, and then you can go Thorns. Or you can, literally, I mean, the build, you can go in like 3 different builds with this setup right here. Even 4, actually, so, yeah, so, it's just, Necro is so versatile, because you don't actually need spells. You need passives in your tree, and the passives works universal for a lot of other things too. So that's one thing why I like the Necromancer, is because it's very versatile in that fact that skills is not what really matters for the Necro. It's just mainly the passives and what little bitty micro diverge you want to go to. So yeah, so leveling Necro is going to be very nice and easy.